But can you imagine your ancestors taking a steak and killing an animal, and then they're taking off the skin? Oh, I'm scared I'm gonna get heart disease if I eat this. No, they ate all of that. Okay, they ate all of that. So I find it funny that all of a sudden we can't eat it. Are you serious? What's going on with that? Our ancestors didn't walk around with calorie counters and pedometers and all that stuff. They didn't do that. So why all of a sudden we have to count every calorie? When you eat real food, you don't have to count the calories. You eat to satiety because your body knows what it is. Our bodies don't know what this stuff is. Our body's like, what is this? And now they set up a system where you have to count calories. Your body doesn't know what it is. That's why your leptin is another hormone that tells your body that you're full. That's why it's not working, because it doesn't know what this is. So that's why you can keep eating and keep eating and keep eating. You never get satisfied. So it's just so much, y'all. That's why I'm ranting, because I'm like, what? Hello, my kingdom queens and kings and diamond strong family. Good morning, good evening, no matter what time it is. I just thank you so much for spending some of that time with me. This is Kingdom Queen Talk, and I am Lady Tay, the Vision Queen. Yes, I'm back for another one. Tonight we are talking about this insulin, and we're going to continue where we left off. And welcome, new folks. Welcome. Make sure you catch up now. You got to watch Ignorance is Not Bliss Part 3. And the first one is called This Food Changed Our Hormones. Now this is Part 2, so you got to catch up to us, okay? Well, I'm just going to continue where we left off, because guys, this insulin is a big deal. Like you learned from the last video, what we learned from Jason Fung, he was saying that insulin resistance is what is causing a lot of us to gain weight. And I know from my own experience that was the case with me, because I have came down 110 pounds myself by controlling my hormones. So hormones is a big deal, guys. And like I keep ranting on every show, our ancestors did not eat this food. This not food. This carb garbage that we're eating these days. And I don't apologize. I said I was sorry last time for calling it that, but I do not apologize for calling it that, because I hate to see how this is affecting us, how it's affecting our family, how some of our loved ones died because of this food. And I have proven to you guys in the last few videos about how sugar is more addictive than cocaine and heroin. They say 8 times addictive. So when they tell us you cannot be addicted to food, well, Lady Tay has proven that, because I have showed you brain scans. Yes, I did. I have shown you a couple of doctors, like Dr. Janetis. I have played his information. So it's not just Lady Tay that is ranting about this. Hey guys, I have a reason to rant about this. I have spent 30 years of my life, plus years of my life, in a very heavy, hormonally changed body, and I did not know why. Because ignorance is not bliss. We can no longer be ignorant, guys. We cannot. The information is out here. There's too much information out here. So as your sister queen, Lady Tay, the Vision Queen, it is my job, because I've always been a curious little girl, and I'm still a curious princess of the Most High God. Yes, I'm still his little princess from what he told me, and you're his princess and prince too. So he loves us so much, guys, that he wants us to be healthy. He created us to live our life. Christ died for us to live our life in abundance. That means you're supposed to be healthy. You're supposed to have your gifts. You're supposed to impact the world with your gifts. But it's so hard to be able to concentrate on the things that you are supposed to do because you're sick. He did not want us to be sick. This is not our destiny. So no longer will we as kingdom citizens will accept this, because this is not our portion. This is not our portion. If it ain't in the book, then you shouldn't even take a look, okay? It is not in the scriptures for us to be sick. It's actually opposite. So it is time for you to catch the vision of being well, because there is a better life, and that is kingdom life, okay? And in the kingdom, there is no sickness, there is no disease, there is no poverty, there is no sadness. All of that is not part of the kingdom. So it's time for you to write down your vision and make it plain of your life as a well kingdom ambassador, so that you can go out and impact the world with your gifts and be able to share the good news of the kingdom just like Christ did. So we have to always keep that first. Kingdom of God is first, y'all. I put my whole life on the line for this, because this kingdom life is the better life. I wouldn't trade anything for the world than to live the kingdom life, because once you catch the vision, I'm so excited. I'm telling you, once you catch the vision of the kingdom and the life, nothing else matters. I wake up thinking about the kingdom. I wake up thinking about what can I do for the kingdom, because I'm just so excited about it, because I caught the vision of the kingdom. God has healed me. I am a miracle. So I am gladly a kingdom ambassador. And once you get your testimony, you're going to be excited as Lady Tay. Watch what I tell you. I promise, I guarantee you that. Okay? I'm your destiny helper, and that's my job, to help you reach your destiny, your kingdom destiny, okay? Let's get started, guys. Let's get started. Well. Here's the Vision Queen once again, and she is so appalled. She is so appalled about this food, because this food has changed her hormones. And she's like, what? I am appalled. That's my appalled look. I just have fun making these thumbnails, guys. I tell you, kind of remind me of that silly Burger King commercial with the Burger King puppet with the crown on. Well, this is the Vision Queen, okay? She is totally against this carb garbage. She's appalled, okay? Anyway, tonight we're going to continue talking about insulin resistance, because it's such a big topic and people don't understand it. I didn't understand it, and I can't play an hour video for you like I had to watch several of them. So what I'm doing is I'm finding little small ones that I can show you and then explain, because I want you guys to hear it from experts as well. Pretty soon we're going to be able to get some of these people on here live. Wouldn't that be exciting? But right now, since we are a growing community of diamond strong people, we're going to just play little clips in here and there, and then I explain things as we go, okay? So thank you. I hope you guys are doing wonderful tonight or today, whatever time it is your time. Anyway, as I told you guys about my own experience, this is pictures of me when last year, me at the lake, and this is 2015, and also this is me now. So I'm just showing you some pictures of how I looked before I started fasting and getting my insulin and hormones in check. I shared that I had PCOS, polycystic ovary syndrome, and I had that most of my adult life. Didn't understand that it was coming from the garbage that I was eating, and I was a food addict. I have to always express that to you guys, that I am a recovering junk food addict, which means I can relate to a lot of what you're going through, and it takes someone that has been there and been in the fight to help you get your deliverance, because that's what it's going to take. This is going to take you getting delivered, because you are worth it. You are worth it. You got to understand, you are worth it. So this is pictures of me. I've always had a big belly, and I could never understand, even when I did the Weight Watchers and all that stuff. No matter what I did, I still had that belly, and I couldn't get rid of it, and I had a round face, and that is all part of it. Our ancestors didn't have this, guys. They did not eat this food. They did not eat flour. This flour and this sugar that they're making all this food out of, because that's the basis of most of this food that we're eating. They did not have that when our ancestors were hunters and gatherers. They ate meat, and they ate herbs, and they ate vegetation. They did not eat flour like this. Now, I know they had flour to make bread in the biblical times, because you know Jesus broke bread, but that flour that they had is not the same flour that we have. This stuff that we have now is powder. See, they used, back then they had stones, and they crushed the powder. I mean, they crushed the wheat into, it still was grainy, but this here is powder. They made this into, when they created the machines to make this flour, the mill, when they created the mills to make this flour that we have now, they took out the wheat germ, they took out all the nutrients, and they crushed this stuff into a powder. Our bodies don't know what that is. That powder stuff, that is a drug. They made that into a drug. So when they crystallized this sugar and they grounded this wheat down, taking out the germs and everything and making it down to a crushed powder, they made that into a drug. So you might as well say that we're eating drugs. No wonder our body is rejecting this stuff. No wonder our body is saying, what the heck is this? And it's throwing off our mitochondrial cells, rejecting it, and bringing down our immune system. That's why we're so sick. And that's why I'm talking about this, and talking about this insulin resistance stuff, because our bodies don't know what this is. So it's resisting it. I mean, our ancestors did not know. They don't know what this is. Just kind of picture your ancestor in your mind right now. Picture your ancestor. Someone that's in the jungle, okay? Not just in the jungle, but just hunting and gathering. And picture you bringing this, like you going back in time and you bringing something to them that we're eating. They will look at you and say, what is that? I don't know what that is. That's not food. That's not what we eat. What is that? So if that ancestor would say, what is that? And if he went back in time to show them that, then that's what we need to be saying. What is this? This is a product. They made this food into a product to sell to us. No wonder we get addicted to it. They know exactly how to formulate the sugar, the fat, this garbage fat, because that's not even real fat that our ancestors ate. They ate animal fat from when they ate the animals. They didn't eat this stuff that they process into corn oil and all that stuff. That's processed food. The oil is processed too. They ate animal fat. They ate, and they didn't have heart disease. So I wonder why now they're saying that animals fat give you heart disease. Our ancestors didn't get heart disease when they had that. They ate the fat when they hunted for the animals. Can you imagine your ancestors sitting up there shooting down a deer, or shooting down or whatever? Not shooting, but can you imagine your ancestors taking a steak and killing an animal, and then they're taking off the skin? Oh, I'm scared I'm gonna get heart disease if I eat this. No, they ate all of that. Okay, they ate all of that. So I find it funny that all of a sudden we can't eat it. Are you serious? What's going on with that? Our ancestors didn't walk around with calorie counters and pedometers and all that stuff. They didn't do that. So why all of a sudden we have to count every calorie? When you eat real food, you don't have to count the calories. You eat to satiety because your body knows what it is. Our bodies don't know what this stuff is. Our body's like, what is this? And now they set up a system where you have to count calories. Your body doesn't know what it is. That's why your leptin, it's another hormone that tells your body that you're full. That's why it's not working, because it doesn't know what this is. So that's why you can keep eating and keep eating and keep eating. You never get satisfied. So it's just so much, y'all. That's why I'm ranting, because I'm like, what? Because when I was doing the research, finding this stuff, a lot of this stuff got me angry, because I was like, this is really common sense. But see, when you're hooked on this food, it's like the common sense of your brain no longer works, because we always listening to what the media and listening to what all these people keep renting to us, instead of using our brain and thinking, does that even make any sense? So now it's like, okay, I'm understanding that it doesn't make any sense. I have Indian in my background. I can't imagine my Indian great grandmother sitting there scared to eat because she got to count her calories. Are you kidding? They didn't count calories. They didn't know. They went in the bushes and pulled out the herbs and ate buffalo or whatever they ate. They didn't do that. Our DNA has not changed since then. So if they didn't do it, why are we doing it? So it's so silly. But our hormones have been changed. Our hormones have been changed. They didn't have this hormones in the belly fat and the big chin and round face and all this hair from the PCOS caused you to have facial hair and all. They didn't have none of that. They didn't have the skin tags and all that. They didn't. That's not normal. See, we accept this stuff as normal, and it is not normal. So I'm going to go on and show you some more information. Go ahead and play this video, and then we can make another video of just Lady Tay ranting. I myself lost 110 pounds, I believe more. I reduced my weight by more than that because I have not weighed. I don't weigh but maybe once a month, once or twice a month. So I don't obsess over the scale, and I want you guys to learn how to be like that too. My students, I will teach you that, okay? Because sometimes the scale will lie to you. So especially time of the month stuff. We're talking about hormones, okay? So I have came down 100 pounds in 6 months naturally by fasting, intermittent fasting, and only eating real food. I broke my addiction to junk food after doing a extended fast, which I wouldn't recommend people doing 40-day fast. I'm a minister, and I had to do the 40-day fast to overcome a lot of things so that I can be able to do what I'm doing now. But just fasting alone, even if it's just a day or 3 days, can cut your addiction. People do it all the time. So I came down that much in 6 months naturally. So I tell you this so that you can know that this is my credibility. I've done it. I wouldn't have you do anything that I wouldn't personally do unless you have. I have to put this disclaimer out there because it's been on my heart too. If you have an issue with anorexia or bulimia or any kind of eating disorders like that, I have to tell you, you have to be careful with fasting, because I don't want you to trigger yourself to doing anything that would trigger any food, any kind of eating disorders. Okay, so I have to put that out there. I didn't have a eating disorder other than I couldn't stop eating this garbage. That was my eating disorder, and I had to fast to stop that. Okay. I'm not going to share all the scriptures this time. I have to share this one though, because this is my mandate, okay? Where there is no vision, the people will perish or give off restraint, which means no discipline. If you don't have a vision, you don't have discipline. You have to have a vision to keep you with discipline. Okay, writing down your vision and making it plain helps you have discipline, because when you write it down, say, you know what, I gotta stick this thing through, you will stick it out because you can see yourself doing it. I could not do what I done if I did not write down a vision and make it plain, so that on those days when I was struggling, all I could think about was my vision, and that helped me see this thing through. See, your vision gives you a vision. It gives you a picture of the destination where you're going. See, you can't drive your car unless you know where you're going in the destination. That's how vision works for you. So you have to have a vision. Where there is no vision, people perish. And that's my job. I'm here to wake up the visually dead. That is my job as the vision queen. So I'm here to wake up sleeping beauty inside of you. Wake up, sleeping beauty. Wake up. And you are beautiful. 2 Corinthians, have to say this one because this is what this whole thing about. Ignorance is not bliss, okay? Lest Satan should get an advantage of us, For we are not, and I repeat it again, we are not ignorant of his devices. So that's why we're here talking about ignorance is not bliss, because it's not. There's no reason to be ignorant this day and age, because it's too much information for us. Kingdom saints, we have to be readers. We have to research. We have to find out the root cause of things and not just take things lightly, because this world is not going to give you the wisdom. Only God will give you the wisdom. You have to be a student of the word, and you have to be a student of reading and doing your research. There's no reason to be ignorant these days, because our ignorance is what the devil uses against us. He likes to bring confusion, and he likes to keep us ignorant. If long as we're ignorant about things, he can play these games on us. This is not checkers, guys. This is chess, and you have to be wise as serpents and gentle as doves, and you have to research things, because he loves to play on our ignorance. Okay, one of the devices, I know he influenced them to do this, is to create this crystallized sugar. This crystallized sugar became a drug when they crystallized the molasses, because it was greed. You know it was greed, because they wanted to crystallize this stuff so they can ship it and they can sell it for money. And you know they use slaves to do a lot of this stuff with this sugar. So come on, you know that devil was behind that. Okay, I'm not going there. Do your research. Okay, my job is food. Talking about the food. We're not talking about the other stuff. Okay, do your research about that. Okay, but sugar is one of his devices that he used to get us hooked. Because think about it, a lot of us saints, we're not gonna do drugs. Most of us, we're not gonna smoke. Most of us, we're not gonna drink. Most of us, we may do other things we shouldn't be doing. But he knew we weren't going to do those things. But we love to eat, don't we? We love to eat. We love to go to Golden Corral at the church and eat that fried chicken and eat all that dessert and go and pig out at the buffets. We love to eat. We have these potluck dinners at church and all this stuff. Let me tell you, a lot of the times when I would go on a so-called diet, I always fell off the wagon at some church potluck dinner. I'd be doing good, because guess what? I didn't go grocery shopping and buying the junk food, but I would either go to someone's house, friends. You gotta be careful with the friends, especially if they like to eat like you did. Or I would go to church and they would have some kind of potluck dinner. And guess what? I will fall off the wagon every time. Because us saints, we love to eat, but we got to cut that out. We got to cut that out, because it's causing us to be sick. That's why there's so many sick and shut in people in the church, because we love to eat this garbage. We gotta stop. We're God's people, and he don't like to see us sick, and we're poisoning ourselves with this. So that's why I have to do the hard work. Hey, I know I'm not making friends here with this, okay? But someone has to do it. Okay? Why not me? It fell on me, okay? That job fell on me. We're gonna play this video, and we're not gonna be here longer than an hour. I don't even think we're gonna even be here an hour. I made this short tonight because this is a We did the foundation on the last video, okay? So make sure you watch that. Dr. Berg is he's a keto specialist. He used to be a chiropractor, but he has so many patients that needed to get the weight off, including himself, that he, just like me, had to take on this mantle of helping people get their weight down. So his background was just chiropractic, but he ended up becoming a big keto coach. So he has like millions of views. See, this one has millions of views. So I'll put this information at the end of the show, but we're gonna watch this video. He was one of the ones that I found while I was fasting, and his information helped me so much. So I have to share this, guys, okay? One moment. Let me get this up. Yes, indeed, y'all. We're gonna learn about this insulin, okay?
Hi guys, listen, I wanted to create a video to show you what happens inside your body in relationship to insulin, fat burning, the effects that it can create, and give you a real inside demonstration of what it looks like. So we're going to do some animation through here, okay? Let's first start out with this one image right here, which we have the pancreas right here, and the pancreas makes certain hormones. One hormone it makes is called insulin. And the location of the pancreas is underneath the left rib cage, but extends over to the right a little bit. And it's triggered by sugar. Okay, so when you eat a carbohydrate-rich meal, and the faster that it turns into sugar, like certain things will turn into sugar fast, other things are slow. That's called like a glycemic index. Like celery would turn into sugar very slowly. Candy would be very fast. So as soon as the sugar spikes in the blood and it goes above a certain level, it triggers the pancreas to make insulin. So now we have this insulin that connects into the cell. So insulin actually will remove the sugar out of the blood to bring the sugar down, okay? And what it does is it feeds the cell. One of the functions is it feeds the cell. So it's kind of like a little chef that it feeds the cell its food, okay? It's fuel. So you can look at insulin also as a key that opens a door, allowing the cell to absorb glucose, okay? So as glucose goes inside the cell, now we have a situation where the cell is filled with glucose and it's being fed. Now there's a signal that then will go from the cell back up to the pancreas and tell the pancreas to turn off because it's been fed. So we have this on-off mechanism. It's called a feedback loop. And all the hormones have this feedback loop where the hormone is sent across a distance, it does its function, and then once it's done, it sends a signal back letting the gland know it did its job as an acknowledgement, so then it can turn off. If this signal is off in any way, then the pancreas will continue to communicate and send more hormone when you really might not need it. Okay, so we know number one, insulin feeds the cell fuel, okay? Then it helps you store sugar. So here's insulin, it comes in here, takes the sugar out, feeds the cell. Number two, it actually stores sugar mainly in the liver, but some in the muscle as well, and some in the kidney, some in the brain, and some in the white blood cell, but mainly the liver and kidney. That's where the storage happens. And the body stores sugar as something called glycogen. That's the name of it. Glycogen is a series of glucose molecules strung together in a chain. So there's two main types of fuel storage in the body. We have the glycogen reserve, and then we have the fat reserve, okay? The glycogen reserve, which is the sugar reserve, is roughly only 1,700 calories. It's very, very tiny, versus 70,000 calories on a non-obese average person. So we have 70,000 calories for fat versus only 1,700, that's 1,700 for sugar reserves. Okay, so insulin helps in the absorption of fuel in the cell, it helps in the sugar storage, which is called glycogen reserve. And number 3, it converts excess sugar and carbohydrates into fat. Okay, so fat comes from the excess carbohydrates. So as soon as the blood sugars go too high, insulin converts it to fat in the liver. So it's dumping fat into the liver and dumping fat into the body, specifically in the belly area. This is the storage around the liver, and starts spilling off into a belly, a fat belly. That's where it's coming from. So in this section, I'm going to talk about what is excess sugar in the blood. Normal blood sugar is between 80 and 100, okay, milliliters per deciliter. This basically means you have 1 teaspoon of sugar per all of your blood. On an average person, it's roughly 1 1/3 gallons of blood. That's normal. An average American consumes 31 teaspoons of sugar. So you can imagine how much sugar that is in your body. Your insulin needs to deal with it, so it has to get this toxic sugar out, protect the cells, and dump it into the reserve, which is your belly. So it's converting the excess sugar to belly fat, and that's how it works. Okay, so the next thing that happens when you have too much sugar over a long period of time and too much sustained insulin, we develop something called insulin resistance, where the receptor that's supposed to receive insulin becomes blocked, okay? Now what happens is now the glucose, the sugar, can't get into the cell because the key is not working to allow the cell to be fed the fuel that it needs, okay? So because there's no signals inside the cell that the glucose is getting in there, there's no feedback loop to the pancreas to turn it off. So we have an incomplete communication. It's like someone's talking so much but no one's listening. So we have the situation where no off switch, the body compensates to drive more insulin to try to connect with this little key, to try to drive the key in there. So a person with insulin resistance has 5 to 7 times more insulin than a normal person. This is pre-diabetes, okay? So what happens is all this excess insulin goes throughout the body, but it's not becoming effective. In other words, it's not bringing the sugars down. It's not feeding the cells. What it's doing, it's going in storage as belly fat, so we're dumping more and more insulin that's converting this sugar into fat in the belly and making a fatty liver. Other symptoms, there's 4 main big symptoms with insulin resistance. Your fatigue, especially after you eat, like eat lunch, you want to take a nap. Number 2, you have cravings for sugar and carbohydrates. Number 3, you have excessive urination at night because wherever the excess insulin is going, fluid is following it. So you're actually, sometimes you have glucose coming through the urine, you're going to be peeing more. And also you're going to have a lot of brain fog, memory issues, you'll have inflammation. There's a whole list of symptoms that you can have. So there's several other purposes of insulin that go beyond just glucose going in the cell. Number 1, protein goes in the cell with the help of insulin. Without insulin, you can't absorb protein, amino acids in the cell. That's why diabetics have loss of muscle, collagen, muscle weakness. They can't build muscle. They have joint issues, disc issues, a lot of protein issues. And potassium, the major mineral or electrolyte, which is potassium, will not go in the cell as well, thereby having fatigue, high sodium, that's going to get high pulse rate, high blood pressure, arrhythmias, heart arrhythmias, skip heartbeat, palpitations, edema, swelling in your feet, poor sleep because potassium helps relax your body, muscle cramps, constipation, gout, kidney stones. Okay, so insulin is needed for other things as well. So if you wanted a really good reference book, I just came out with my new book called The New Body Type Guide. It's actually major updates from the last book that I had, which is the 7 Principles of Fat Burning. There's more strategies, more effective results. It's easier to implement. Okay, so you're taking additional strategies of healthy ketosis, intermittent fasting, and the body types all together. So it's really about how
Okay, so you guys can't say that you got all the information from Lady Tay. I play the videos. I mean, I can explain these things, but I believe that a lot of people are visual learners like I am. So that's why I play the videos for you, so that you can see for yourself. And I will be putting his link in the description box, so where I stopped at, you can look further into his book and it as well. But I wanted to go ahead and get to the rest of the information so that we won't make this video be too long. Okay? Yep, indeed. Start where we left off at. So you heard what he said. The excess sugar goes right to that belly, goes right to the liver. The liver put it into your belly. So now you know where all that belly fat is coming from. When your body start rejecting all of that insulin, and that's when your pancreas stop rejecting it, and that's what causes insulin resistance. So when people that are type 2 diabetics, they're taking insulin shots or glucophage or metformin or whatever, they're taking the extra insulin, but their body's already making a lot of insulin. Their body is rejecting it. So that's why you notice when people become diabetic, when they take that insulin, they get bigger and bigger and bigger. And that's what I'm telling you. That's what happened to my grandmother, and that also happened to my own husband, my king. When he started taking metformin and all those different medications, when he became a diabetic, which he no longer is because he got his weight off. We'll talk about that another time. But yes, you can reverse it, because he did. When he started taking the metformin, it made him blow up. And he wasn't that big before, when we first got married. But when he was an addict as well. But when he really started taking that diabetes medicine, it made him blow up even more, because guess what? Insulin makes your body store fat. So if you're a diabetic, now you're starting to understand why it's so hard for you to go on a diet plan now that you're diabetic, to lose weight, because your body has too much insulin and it's telling your body to store fat. That's what insulin does. So that's why I had to play this video. I had to play this video for you guys. This is the junk. This is the garbage that most of us in America is eating. This is typically the standard American diet, also known as the SAD diet. And let me tell you, it makes you sad over time when you keep eating this, because there is no life in this. We are live human. Our cells are alive. But this food is dead. So now you understand, like he said, when he said in the video how you're fatigued and all that, and brain fog and all that. I had all that, y'all. I would sit down and forget what I went in the kitchen for. I would forget just that quick. Like, why am I in? If I'll go in the kitchen and be like, why did I come in here? That's not normal. My brain didn't get sharp again until I got off of this garbage, y'all. We laugh about this, but this is serious. This is dementia starting. This is where all this stuff is coming from. And we have to get clean from this, because this stuff is not food. Our ancestors would be like, what is that? They wouldn't even recognize that, because this is not found in nature. So I know that it tastes good to you, but it really isn't that good, okay? I'm gonna do a separate video so that we can keep this short. So be looking out for another video with Jason Fong talking about this. Okay, guys, you don't have to fast a lot. Just start by not eating breakfast, like I said on the last video. Start by not eating breakfast, because like I said before, breakfast is not the most important meal of the day. That's something they told us because they want to sell cereal to us and cream of wheat and all this garbage. That's garbage too. They want to sell you products. You can't blame them for that. That's how they make their money, okay? But don't let them make money off of you, honey. Get off of their products. If it has a barcode on it, you need to put it back. If it has, if it's in a box and it's crystallized or it is powderized, there's no life in it. Put it back on the shelf, honey. Put it back. Don't give them no more money out your pocket, because it is killing us. If you care about your body and you care about your family, start cooking real food. And get them little children in the kitchen too. They can cook. Tell them, come on here. Come on in here with mama. We finna cook. We finna cook some real food, okay? And they will enjoy that. You will be surprised how much fun you and your children will have together making some delicious food recipes. Do it. I mean, start small, but start. Even if you have to start small, start. You owe it to yourself. You owe it to your family. Start. Use that time to bond and spend time together making some recipes. One day I'm hopefully able to get my father-in-law, who is a chef, on here one day that can talk about different recipes. One day, we'll see. That's going to take some convincing, so we'll see. But I will be doing some segments myself of me making some little recipes in the kitchen, because I think people want to start, but they just don't know how. But I'm telling you, just start by skipping breakfast. Start there. And then next, get off the sodas. Get off the sodas. I'm gonna do a video about sodas too, okay? You got to. I'm telling you, that is the most sugary thing you have in your diet. So stick with me, okay? I am an overcomer. I overcome by the blood of the Lamb and the word of my testimony. And you are also an overcomer too, because you would not be on this channel watching this video if you weren't an overcomer as well. Because I prayed for you guys before I even started this YouTube, and I know that God said if I build this thing, you will come and he will send the ones that are ready. And baby, you are ready, baby. You are ready, and I am your destiny helper. I am your sister queen, and I am going to help you get this going, because you got work to do, my Diamond Strong family. You got work to do, and the first work though is to get those kingdom bodies in order so that you can finally think, be a free thinker, get out the cage and be thinking and can do what you need to do and hear from our Father, because he wants to have a deeper relationship with you. But it's hard for him to have a deep relationship with you if you're always thinking about when you're going to get the next fix from this junk food that you're eating. This stuff makes you addicted to it, and it causes you to be like a junkie. That's why I say I am a recovering junk food junkie, because it consumes all your thoughts. It consumes you. You're thinking about what you're going to eat for lunch before you even finish eating breakfast. That's not normal, to not be able to go without eating. Our ancestors didn't do it. We're not built to do it. And God wants to be first in your life, not your belly. Okay? So we're going to go ahead and wrap this up, guys. Look, I got done before an hour tonight. You gotta be proud of me. So I'm going to do a separate video with Jason Fong right after this, and that's going to be one of the Kingdom Queen Talk shorts. Okay, so be looking out for that, guys. Please share these videos. Okay, share the videos. Share them, okay? Like them. Put the thumbs up. I know you get so consumed with what I'm talking about when you're watching them, but don't forget to like the videos, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you're not already one of our Diamond Strong family. Welcome to the family, and I'm telling you, you have support here. One day I'm going to be able to get my king on here to talk to you kings, because you know some things you guys go through that only a king could talk about. So one day, you know, he's a little shy, but as you can tell, I'm the one that does all the talking. But I'm going to get him on here one day, but I promise. But make sure you guys are sharing the videos with your family. If you love them, you will share it with them. Help them, because you don't know, they might be going through this insulin resistance. And you know, if you can prevent them from going on these diabetic shots and all this stuff that's just a downhill from there, because you can't get off of it unless you change your eating habits, you may be the destiny helper that helps them. So make sure you're sharing these videos, guys, okay? Well, I'm going to go ahead and cut this one and make another one. So you're going to see me again with my divine blue outfit again, because I have to do this all in one day so I can make sure you have enough videos to feast on, okay? All right, well, I'm going to cut this short tonight. You guys have a wonderful evening, and remember, if you can think it, you can see it. And if you can see it, you can be it, baby. Go ahead and become everything that our Father has created you to come. And I am Lady Tay, your destiny helper, and I love you. God loves you, and so do I. And you have a wonderful, wonderful evening. Good night. Good morning, good night, whatever time it is. Good night.